Okay, wait. I know what you guys are thinking just based on the title, but before we get to that, I didn't get rid of the Benz. No, I didn't. This is a 2017 Chevy Malibu. We got this for a little bit while, so we're gonna go over the features. I'm gonna show you guys the ins and out on a Chevy Malibu LT. So this a difference from a 16-year-old car going into 2017. Newer technology. It's a little different, but stay tuned. Keep watching the video, and I'm going to tell you guys why you should get a Chevy Malibu if you're in the market for one. Come on, let's go. So far, I've had this car probably for about maybe a week and a half now. Versus the previous models, over time, the Chevy Malibu has really grown into, a bigger size vehicle. For example, maybe the Impala. The Impala was it's about the same size of this maybe 10 years ago. Now, fast forward to 2017, we got a bigger size. The wheelbase is around 111 inches wide. The width is around, say, 73. There was a few updates in the 2016 model carrying on onwards to what we got now. Before then, the front end was a little more smaller, compact, or like I'd say not smaller, but the headlights were a little bit bigger. In my opinion, the front is a little bit better than the previous year of this particular model from Chevy. If you go into the rear was a little bit bigger, but now in 2017, 16, and onwards, the roof goes back a little more sleek, a little more smoother, rather than just more squarish, and then the back window goes just like that. If we go into the roof still got the duck fan. I still feel that's a little outdated, especially in 2017 and 2018. I still feel that it's more, it kind of defeats the purpose of wireless capability. From compared to my W202, we don't even have an antenna, so it's kind of, it's kind of weird seeing that on a vehicle that's more advanced, that should be more advanced than my Mercedes. And as we talk about more of the exterior looks and just the cool features that it has on the outside, we cannot forget about the reversible camera. So if I were to rate the reverse camera, I would say I would give it a 7 out of 10. Nighttime, I find that the quality is not that great. It's kind of grainy. It's not really, really visible. It looks like it's really foggy. You can't really see where you're backing up at. If we go to the back of the trunk space is pretty good, if you want to ask me. I think years on, it really went into, Chevy really did it with the looks in this generation. Compared to the 98 and 2000 model of the Malibu, there was really a big change in as far as looks and performance. So I really like the ground effects on this one. I really don't find it, like a grandfather car or anything like that, but it's, it's really cool with the updates. They made it pretty appealing to the younger generation. That's what I really find a lot in these American manufacturers nowadays. If we go over to the rear brake light, they got the rear brake light on the exterior side, so that's kind of cool. So I find that that's pretty cool, adds a modern touch to it. If you can see it right here, it's like really like it goes with the roof, and like with the roof, it kind of like pokes out a little bit, so you kind of like get that more aggressive look on if you look at the rear side on in. And although this is the LT model, it still has a lot of features, not really much that you would see in a fully loaded Malibu. Just for example, like the sunroof is not available on this, unfortunately. So as for space, it's pretty comfy inside. We're gonna get to that in a second. I'm going to show you guys the trunk just to get a little in-depth look. You can see it's very spacious, a lot of cargo room. A lot of things you can really fit in here, so it's really spacious and everything like that. Another way to expand your luggage and whatever you want to carry in the back of this trunk is we do have a rear seat recliner that you can just press. There's a button back here, so with one button you press it and it will come back out. One thing I would note is this little latch right here. So if you push this little latch like that, you would basically open the trunk. So say, for example, if you're in an event where I don't know why you would be put in the trunk of this car and you got stuck. This little lever would get you out. So if you see that little man just jumping out, that would be you essentially. So I guess that was like a cool little feature they would put there in the running man run from the car. So yeah, so if you're ever for some reason in the trunk, you just press this and you're out. Speaking of appealing to the younger generation, the Malibu now has a Ecotec turbo 5-cylinder 1.5 engine equipped. So just in case if you're on the highway or anything like that and you want to overtake someone at a good speed, if you just want to just let off the gas a little bit at the red light and when it turns a green light, you can just go. Or I don't know, say if you wanted to take it to Mexico for some reason, then I guess you can, but and also pushing around 160 horsepower and 184 torque. I find that's, it's not really a problem if you want to get around cars on the highway. But as for a race, I don't know. I haven't really tried it and I have no intentions on taking this to Mexico. And I can't really forget about the key features of this car. So that's what everybody been waiting for, whether you're a student or let's say you're retired or say you got a family. This was equipped with 10 airbags, guys. 10 airbags. I can't even my mind can't even render where you would put 10 airbags in a vehicle. You got the airbags in the front, of course, driver's side and passenger side, and then you got your side airbags in the doors, and also you have airbags, and this is what I've never, as aside from the S class where the seatbelt has airbags in it itself, this has airbags for your legs. So in case of, I don't know how would that happen, but if you get into an accident and somehow your legs is in the way, you're going to be cushioned with airbags equipped next to where your knees are. So I think that was really a cool feature with what they did. I'm not too sure if they did it in the last two generations, but I think it's pretty cool. Also, another thing I want to point out, another cool feature that we have is say if you have a teenager and you want to give them the car for a little bit, or they want to take the car out to go with their friends, or say, hey, you want to restrict their driving, or if you want to track where they're going, you can definitely do it with this. So if you go into the dial of your menu, you can change it there, and you can change the speed limit and the restraints and other features that will come with your vehicle depending on how many options you pick. So I think that's pretty cool. As I'm in the back seat, you can see that there's a lot of space here. So if I just move my foot, okay, like this, if you can see me on the camera, I got a lot of space between the seat and the back seat. This is my first time in the back seat. It's it's pretty nice. It's pretty spacious. It's not a lot of there's a lot of space to yourself. As for like storage compartments, there's a lot of storage compartments. You can put your change there if you want to put your phone. I know a lot of times when I'm driving in the driver's seat, there's a lot of times where I want to put change for the bridge next to me where I can find it, and it's pretty cool that they got these little pouches where you grab the door handle and you can just put all your change in there, all your quarters, and you won't forget it. So it's pretty convenient in that way. What I did notice, another feature, is the dual vents that they have in the back. What I don't like about the vents in the back is they don't have the climate control. So whoever's controlling it up front, they can basically control, the heat. And if you say if you want the heat down, you can't really do that because you're the rear passenger and you're not a backseat driver. Two cup holders featured as well in the back, so it's pretty spacious. You can put your drinks there just for the next person over and for yourself. As for the entertainment system, we do have satellite radio, and you can basically get that as an option. So if you want it as an option, you can get it. But say if for us, unfortunately, we kind of lucked out on that department. So yeah, we didn't really experience that. But on the bright side, it has Apple CarPlay, if I'm saying that right. I find that that's a really cool feature that they have in cars nowadays. And since I'm a music head, I really like the surround system that the Malibu has. As in terms of speakers, they have it in the back door, front door, the dashes, and surprisingly, they have these little speakers, little tiny speakers that you can definitely miss. They're up in the ceiling, so that's pretty dope. And one thing I almost forgot was the storage compartment. So a lot of space in the glove compartment and also in the center console. So if you want to store anything, I don't know, whatever you want to put in there, it's pretty cool in that aspect as well. For road noise, I would give it a maybe an 8 out of 10. It's pretty quiet during times. I find that the wheels, since we do have winter tires on right now, it's kind of hard to, really ignore the road noise, but I find that the panels that they have on the doors is pretty sturdy and it really works. So I'm really a favor for that. So I would give it an 8 out of 10. All right, so there you guys have it. This is the 2017 Chevy Malibu. I can tell you right now, so far it's been a blast driving it. It's really comfortable, worry free. In my opinion, I would definitely this would be one of my daily drivers, just to be, say if I don't want to take the Benzo for a little bit or another car, I can just use this and it'll be all right. I know some of you guys have already seen this so far, so you guys are probably wondering, where's the Benz? What happened? Where's it at? So it's still around. We still have it. Just some things had happened, so that's kind of like the reason why we got this. But I'm gonna show you guys that in another video, so stay tuned for that. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, I'm Kiki, aka Grass Next Door, and we're signing out. Ah.